You know, um, sometimes God says no, right? If it's not God's will, even if you say, God, can you please heal me? He says no. Why? Because that could, prevent you from self exaltation. He's protecting you from your own self, from disillusionment, right? And all that. Or because the truth could also lead to a disappointment. He knows that, he could foresee that, right? So he's not gonna, get you to acquire what you want, even if to save you from this awful like disease or whatever, cancer, whatever. Don't think of less of God just because you're going through some disease, right? I really think that you know that should not take us away or separate us from God to begin with, right? In the Bible, do you know that God has asked Abraham to sacrifice Isaac? Why is that? Why is that there? Why? Because, right, the first initial love is really between the father and son, right? Because God's love, he gave his son, right? It's not really mother and daughter, I know, because I have three daughters, but it is the father and son love, right? And Abraham was willing to give up Isaac, even if he's dear to him, probably the most dearest person on earth for him, right? And his wife, of course, but he's willing to do that for God. Meaning, in this scenario of illness, you're willing to accept whatever God's will is, whether you think it's wrong. It is what His will is. That's His decision. So be it, because He knows what is important. Keep in mind, sometimes um, we're just here. Obviously, your purpose in life here has been achieved, and then some stories in the Bible, they're just there just to accommodate a more stronger image in the Bible that actually spread the gospel, or made a more victorious life, or a spiritual life, or more works for the Lord, right? So we all know we're going to that topic of divine intervention. Divine intervention is basically God's timing, God's willing. Because if it's not divine, it's not His will, we are doomed to fail. Keep in mind the fall of man. I did a video regards to how the first creation, Genesis, is stated that already the fall of man. Why? Because of the sin. So the very beginning, we already are sinful. So divine intervention is really crucial.